Good happy Friday morning, January 7, 2022. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this morning news, weather, and traffic update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. Let's get started with your morning news, weather, and traffic update right now. Happy Friday, everyone. First up, we're going to begin with your news update. First up, Custer says public needs to know how close elected officials came to harm during January 6th attack last year at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
I had some terrible nightmares just this week, and I hadn't had that for months.
It's been 1 year since the insurrection at the Capitol, and it's a haunting anniversary for Representative Annie Custer.
I think that feeling of being hunted was the most frightening part for me, that they wanted to do us harm in order to thwart this election.
Custer was among dozens of congressional colleagues in the gallery of the House chamber when the Capitol was stormed.
Glass breaking. They were pushing a desk and a couch in front of that door to block the entry. And that's when we were truly terrified.
Told to put on gas masks and get ready to move.
We thought we were going to die.
A police officer ushering them across the hall through a doorway. She says a mob was rushing toward them less than 50 feet away.
What would they have done? With tear gas, bear spray? They had zip ties. Could they have kidnapped us or killed us?
As she and her colleagues shared their stories today, she says their testimonials are critically important.
So that's my message today of how close we came, and that we all need to be vigilant every single day to uphold our democracy.
Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire House unexpectedly tables repeal of ultrasound mandate for abortions. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Here, the House passed a provision in the state budget mandating ultrasounds before all abortions. While Governor Chris Sununu signed those new abortion restrictions into law, he signaled his willingness to repeal the ultrasound mandate. Democrats and some Republicans took him at his word and had amended a bill that appeared to have a chance at passing the House, but it was unexpectedly tabled by state reps Thursday afternoon.
It was not until minutes before now, that a question was raised about the appropriateness of the committee amendment. We were given no opportunity to explore this matter in a responsible way that follows appropriate legislative procedure.
Given that comment about appropriateness, it's possible the shelving of this bill was actually a move to try to salvage the legislation, as House Speaker Sherman Packard may have been prepared to rule the amendment on the ultrasound repeal non-germane to the underlying bill, shooting it down before it even had a chance at passing. Indeed, this evening the Speaker said he would have ruled the amendment non-germane and explained why he didn't announce his intentions earlier.
I had 200 bills that were retained, and unfortunately, I did not get to that bill right away when it was sent over.
Reporting in Manchester, Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. Dartmouth Hitchcock doctors, patient plead for people to get vaccinated. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Facilities all across the Granite State.
This has now been the largest influx of patients that we've ever taken care of. They've been the sickest of the patients we've ever taken care of.
Dr. Jeffrey Munson has been leading Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center's critical care component of the COVID-19 response since March of 2020. He says the current surge is the worst he's seen so far during this pandemic.
It's been by far the hardest time to be doing what we're doing in the last 3 months.
COVID patient Fred Rutherford sees a straightforward solution.
get vaccinated. It's the only way to go.
Rutherford was not vaccinated when he was admitted to the hospital. He had a change of heart after the virus wreaked so much havoc on his lungs that his son had to carry him out of the house to get him to the hospital.
When I'm out of here, I do plan to get vaccinated. So I think that if you have an opportunity as a human being for each other is to take care of each other, to get vaccinated, to protect each other.
Here in New Hampshire, the state says 56% of residents are fully vaccinated. For those who are not, you can find out where to get the shot by heading to covid19.nh.gov. I'm Sean McDonald, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Woman charged with welfare fraud in connection with case of missing girl. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Wife of Adam Montgomery, the biological father of Harmony, who has not been seen since 2019. Kayla is now charged with welfare fraud, accused of obtaining more than $1,500 in food stamps from the state between December 2019 and June 2021, despite the fact that Harmony was no longer living with her and Adam. Today, a judge granted the prosecution's request for $5,000 bail, which the defense says is an extremely high amount considering the charge.
It tells me there's suspicions from the state that there may be something else involved. I don't know whether those suspicions are well-founded or not.
Police are doing a very thorough investigation, not only into the disappearance of Harmony, but into wherever the tips and the evidence lead. And if those tips and evidence lead to probable cause for additional charges, those charges will likely be brought.
I hope and pray she's still alive, but it's been 2 years.
Christina Lubin is Kayla's mother. She believes Harmony disappeared after Thanksgiving 2019 and before December 5th of that year, recalling a time in late December when she asked Kayla about the then 5-year-old.
She said she's with her mother. And I didn't question it because I didn't know until all the news, the history of the family.
Lubin says she does not believe her daughter had anything to do with Harmony's disappearance.
She's staying very, very consistent in what she's saying.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Dr. Chan touches on new CDC term up to date on all recommended COVID-19 vaccines. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
USA, this is Stephanie.
Hi, this is Robert. I'd like to get up to 30%.
Yeah, so great question about terminology. So we're not using the term fully vaccinated. The definition of fully vaccinated hasn't changed. CDC is introducing a new term, up to date on all recommended vaccines, right? So if somebody has received 2 doses of the Moderna vaccine, for example, and they are more than 6 months beyond completing that primary series with the Moderna vaccine, and they're eligible and recommended for a booster to stay up to date on vaccinations, they need to get that booster dose. So there's potentially situations where somebody is exposed in the household setting. They've gotten their primary series, like 2 doses of Pfizer, 2 doses of Moderna. They're eligible for a booster, recommended for a booster, but haven't yet gotten it. Because they are not considered up to date on their COVID-19 vaccinations, they would still be needing to quarantine. So that is an important nuance and an important point within the new isolation and quarantine guidance. It's no longer about people who are quote unquote fully vaccinated. People need to be up to date on receiving all recommended COVID-19 vaccines in order to avoid quarantine if they're exposed in the household setting.
Dr. Chen, on the one hand, there's this recommendation to be wearing masks, if you test positive and after the fact. But there are still some schools that don't have some of these mitigation measures in place. So, is this going to slow down if the schools aren't implementing some of these mitigation measures?
Is the pandemic going to slow down, or right?
cases among kids?
Yeah, there's multiple factors that go into the pandemic trajectory, whether it's slowing down, whether it's going up. We're entering a very difficult period in the pandemic where we already have high levels of COVID-19. The last month or so, we've seen a low level of Omicron in New Hampshire, but we're starting to see increases in the number of infections due to Omicron. And so given what's happening in the rest of the country, where we're seeing this dramatic surge being driven by Omicron variant infections, we're likely, we believe, to see, further increases in, the already high level of COVID-19 we're seeing now. That's going to apply, across the board in schools and businesses in our communities. And so I think it stresses the need for people to continue to take the necessary steps. Starts with vaccination, but we continue to recommend sort of a multi-layered prevention approach. Starts with vaccination. Certainly isolation and quarantine are important, but it still remains important for schools and other businesses to implement these prevention strategies, including face mask use. I can't speak to what's going to happen in individual specific schools. Each one has a different policy and a different way they've adapted the guidance. But certainly we continue to recommend sort of the multi-layered approach, including face mask use in indoor settings, including in schools. Thanks.
Okay, and there you go. And that is a look at your news update. Now let's take a look at your weather update. Weather right now is snow showers, 26 degrees. Occasional snow will likely continue for the next several hours. Sunrise will be at 7:16 a.m. and sunset will be at 4:26 p.m. Weather today, snow this morning will taper off to light snow this afternoon. High 29 degrees, winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of snow 100%. Snow accumulating 3 to 5 inches. Tonight, some clouds this evening will give way to mainly clear skies overnight. Low 12 degrees, winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And we can tell you there are 375 closings and delays. If you want to see that list, we will share a link with you on the Riley King Radio Network Facebook page, or you can go to WMUR.com to see that list. Winter storm warning in effect until 10 p.m. this evening. And that is a look at your weather update. Now let's take a look at your traffic update. And let's take a look at your traffic this morning. And it is very slow going out there this morning. On near Henniker on 202 is medium pace traffic. Near I-89 in Hopkinton, it is medium and slow pace traffic. And then on I-93 around Bow, Pembroke, and Concord, medium pace traffic. And also on I-93 near Bosquen, Canterbury, and Northfield, medium pace traffic with some slow traffic. Delays of 2 minutes on I-93 northbound in Bice. Average speed is 35 miles per hour. Also delays of 1 minute and delays easing on I-393 westbound between exit 2, New Hampshire 132 East Side Drive and US 202. Average speed is 30 miles per hour. Delays of 1 minute on I-393 westbound in Concord Heights. Average speed is 30 miles per hour. And then on Route 4 in Chichester, you have medium pace traffic. Also on Route 4 in the Epsom area, you have medium and slow pace traffic. And also on Route 4 in the Northwood area, you have medium and slow pace traffic as well. When you get towards Lee Traffic Circle, on Route 4 and 125, you got some medium and slow pace traffic as well. Also on Route 4 in Durham, you got medium and slow pace traffic as well. On Route 16, around the Rochester area, you got medium and slow pace traffic. And delays of 2 minutes and delays easing on Route 16 northbound in Gonick. Average speed is 35 miles per hour. And also on Route 16 around the Dover area, you got medium and slow-paced traffic as well. Also on Route 16 around the Newington area, you got medium and slow-paced traffic as well. And then in the Portsmouth area, you got some medium-paced traffic and a little bit of smooth sailing. And then making your way into Maine, Portsmouth into Maine, you got some medium and slow-paced traffic with a few delays and a little bit of smooth sailing traffic as well. On I-95 around the Greenland area, you got medium and slow-paced traffic. In Rye, you got some medium and slow-paced traffic. And delays of 2 minutes on US 1 Lafayette Road, northbound between US 1 Lafayette and Dow Lane. Average speed 25 miles per hour. Northampton, you got some medium-paced traffic with a little bit of smooth sailing. Hampton, medium-paced traffic with a little bit of smooth sailing. And then Seabrook, you got medium-paced traffic with a little bit of smooth sailing into the border of Massachusetts. On 101, you got medium and slow-paced traffic there on 101. Slow going. On I-93 and I-293 around the Manchester and Hexham area, you got some medium and slow-paced traffic, and you have a slight alternate lane traffic due to a stalled vehicle on New Hampshire 3A southbound at River Road. Also delays of 1 minute on I-293 Everett Turnpike northbound between I-293 Everett Turnpike and I-93. Average speed is 40 miles per hour. And also delays of 2 minutes on I-93 northbound in Martin. Average speed is 30 miles per hour. On 114 around Goffstown, you got medium and slow-paced traffic. On 101 near Bedford, you got medium-paced traffic and delays of 2 minutes and delays easing on Route 101 westbound between Everett Turnpike and New Hampshire 101. Average speed is 30 miles per hour. And then around the Amherst area on 101, you got medium and slow-paced traffic. And delays of 5 minutes and delays easing on Route 101 westbound in Cricket Corner. Average speed is 30 miles per hour. And then on 101 in Milford and 101A near Milford area, you got medium and slow-paced traffic. Merrimack on Route 3, medium and slow-paced traffic with lots of traffic issues there. And in the Nashua area, medium and slow-paced traffic with a lot of traffic issues there. 101A between Nashua and Milford, you got medium-paced traffic. Derry, Londonderry, Windham, Salem, and to the border of Massachusetts, you got medium and slow-paced traffic and a few traffic issues on I-93 headed towards Boston area. And that is a look at your traffic update, and that does it for your morning news, weather, and traffic update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Have a great day, everyone, and be safe if you do go on the roads this morning. If you don't, wait it out until the storm is over. Have a great day. Goodbye.